Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be giving you my review on the latest and very entertaining and exciting episode we got for Invincible, which also dropped on Amazon Prime today. It wasn't the only superhero themed thing to drop today. You can check out my video here on this channel that I did a review for The Boys season 5. The first 2 episodes dropped earlier today, and I did my episode review of that right here on this channel. You can check it out. But I'm here to talk about Invincible and its latest episode, and oh boy, is there a lot to talk about. Now, before I go on, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you're not caught up on Invincible by this episode or the previous episode, which had a pretty major spoiler in it, and this episode review will also have major spoilers. You don't want to keep watching or listening to this review unless you're caught up on the show. Can't emphasize that enough. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, so glad Mark is okay. You know, I thought they were going to have to do some like makeshift surgery on him or something to pull his intestines literally back together, but I guess they just gently patted everything back inside, and then because he's Viltrumite, he heals. Obviously, if he were human, he'd be dead, but because he's half Viltrumite, it allowed him to heal. Took about 2 months, but he healed eventually, and he's okay. So thank goodness Mark is all right. They answered that question right away. I love it when a show doesn't drag out a character's fate like that. It doesn't leave you hanging or wondering what the hell happened to him. Which is interesting, considering the last time Stephen Young's character was in a Robert Kirkman property, a similar occurrence happened where we weren't sure if his character survived or not. And eventually we did get our answer. And then, of course, they killed him off the following season. But, oh well. Anyway, I just thought those similarities were interesting. Great episode. It had some tender character moments between Alan and Zoe, and then Oliver and Nolan. That was great, along with a fistful of action and excitement. The war between the Coalition and the Viltrumites has officially begun, and I love that they brought back one of my all-time favorite characters. I was so happy when they said someone's here for you, and we could hear him growling behind the door. Battle Beast is back, everybody. Battle Beast is with us, which means we get to hear more of the super talented and awesome voice that is Michael Dorn. And so, welcome back, Battle Beast. Good to see you, and glad to have you with the Coalition. I loved how during the passage of time, we had that montage where it showed Nolan training Oliver to fight better and basically be a better Viltrumite while Mark was healing. And then they also showed how the war was going on the fronts, how the war front was going for the Coalition and the Viltrumites. How Alan and his allies were leading the fight against the Viltrumites and their armies. And how it all kind of came to a head on their HQ homeworld. And it probably would have been a lot worse and a lot bloodier if Mark and his family hadn't shown up. But thankfully they did. And more importantly, they finally rooted out the mole who had been selling information to the Viltrumites this whole time. I'm so glad it wasn't one of the main characters. That would have been real disappointing and a big letdown. Like, I was afraid it was Alan's girlfriend for a while. But obviously it wasn't. It was just that communications officer or whatever you call him. The guy who, disabled planet defenses. So, but you know what? He's dead now, or he's about to be, or will be soon. And now he spilled the beans and said, hey, Thrag is recalling all Viltrumites back to their homeworld to regroup and then probably launch another attack. So now Thetis is like, screw it, let's take the fight to them. They're weak, they're vulnerable, they're not gathered at their full strength. Let's take the fight to them. And now they've got Mark healed and ready to fight again. Just needs to maybe shave the beard a little bit, but he'll be ready to go. And once they get Battle Beast on board, they'll have a pretty unstoppable force to face off against the remaining Viltrumites and their armies. And then the Coalition's got pretty big armies too, made up of the members of the different planets and whatnot. So this was a very exciting, very fun episode. Great follow-up. Really liked that they answered Mark's fate right away. And there was some great character stuff between all the characters I mentioned, and then there's a no shortage of excitement or action either. So that was pretty damn exciting. Got to look into what makes Thrag tick, sort of. It seems like he's got the skull of the first Viltrumite, or the first Emperor. And I'm guessing it's either someone in his lineage, his father or grandfather perhaps, or maybe he's just that loyal to the dead emperor. I don't know. But it was nice to see Thrag and the other Viltrumites get unnerved and unsettled by inferior species totally kicking their asses and obliterating their armies. Because the Viltrumites have such a smug superiority complex about themselves that they really got to be taken down a peg or two. Don't you just hate people like that who think they're untouchable and like their shit's made of gold? It just rubs me the wrong way, you know? So, great episode. I'm glad they dealt with the mole problem, and I'm glad the Viltrumite war has kicked off. And I can't wait to see how it's all going to go down in the next 2 episodes. Will this war continue and be extended into a possible 5th season? Maybe. I don't know. Or does it wrap up within the next 2 episodes? Again, not having read the comics, I have no idea. Oh, God. When the credits began to roll, and of course it started to focus in on the graves Nolan had dug for Conquest, I'm like, are you kidding me? I said out loud, I literally said out loud, watching my TV, I'm like, oh, come on. Does he ever stay dead? And then it abruptly stops. The music, the intensity of the music stops, and then it pulls back, just revealing the graves, and then it resumes credits. I mean, that shit was pretty funny to me. Although I'm still not entirely sold Conquest is dead. I mean, he looked pretty dead. He looked a lot more dead after this fight with Mark than he did the first time with Mark. So maybe he is finally dead for real. Or who knows, maybe he's just healing too, just at a lot slower pace than Mark did. Because if Mark could come back from such horrific injuries, who's to say Conquest can't? So, I don't know. We'll see. But I really enjoyed this episode a lot. It was a good Wednesday. We had the first 2 episodes of The Boys Season 5, along with a new episode of Invincible. Amazon Prime sure has spoiled us. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Invincible drops new episodes every Wednesday on Amazon Prime. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. And, of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.